In 1959, 9 expert hikers journeyed deep into the Ural Mountains. They were young, capable, and on the adventure of a lifetime. They never came back. When search parties found their last campsite, they discovered a scene of pure, inexplicable terror. The hiker's tent, their only shelter from the brutal cold, had been sliced open from the inside. All their winter gear, boots, and supplies were left behind. Barefoot tracks in the snow led away from the camp. Proof they fled in a desperate panic. Over the weeks that followed, their bodies were found scattered across the frozen landscape. Some had bizarre and catastrophic injuries that baffled everyone. This is the true story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. The group was led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. They were all Grade 2 certified hikers, aiming for the prestigious Grade 3 certification. Their goal was to conquer the unforgiving northern Urals and summit Gora Otorten. Photos and diaries show a group full of life, joking and singing. One wrote, "I wonder what awaits us on this trip." On January 28th, one member, Yuri Yudin, turned back due to illness, a decision that saved his life. The remaining 9 pushed on. On February 1st, they made their final camp on a slope of a mountain the local Mansi people called Kholat Shachel, or Dead Mountain. While this likely just means barren mountain, it was here that their adventure turned into a nightmare. When the group failed to send a telegram by February 12th, a massive search began. On February 26th, their abandoned tent was found. It was collapsed and cut open from within. All their warm clothes were still inside, while footprints from barefoot or sock-clad feet led away into the minus 30 degrees Celsius cold. The tracks led down a slope toward a large cedar tree. There, the first 2 bodies were discovered, Yuri Doroshenko and Yuri Krivonishenko. They were dressed only in their underwear with burned hands. Broken branches above suggested one tried to climb the tree, either to spot the camp or escape something on the ground. A short distance away, 3 more bodies were found, including the leader, Igor Dyatlov. Their positions suggested they were desperately trying to crawl back to the tent when they froze to death. The fate of the last 4 hikers remained a mystery for 2 months. In May, as the snow melted, their bodies were finally found in a ravine, buried under 10 feet of snow. And what was discovered there turned this tragedy into pure horror. These 4 had suffered devastating internal injuries. One had a massive skull fracture. 2 others, Semyon Zolotaryov and Lyudmila Dubanina, had crushed chests with force comparable to a car crash. Yet their bodies had almost no external wounds. Most disturbingly, Lyudmila Dubanina was found without her tongue, eyes, and parts of her lips. The mystery had just become infinitely more terrifying. The official Soviet investigation was stumped. It concluded that 6 hikers died of hypothermia and 3 from violent injuries. With no explanation, the case was closed, blaming a compelling natural force. This vague conclusion fueled decades of speculation. Could it have been an attack by local Mansi tribesmen? Unlikely, as there were no other footprints and the injuries didn't match. An animal attack? The evidence didn't fit that either. Stranger theories pointed to secret military activity. Strange orange spheres had been reported in the sky, and trace radiation was found on some clothes. This led to talk of a weapons test gone wrong, but the radiation levels were too low, likely from the hikers' previous lab work, not a nuclear blast. For years, the most debated scientific theory was an avalanche, but the evidence didn't seem to fit. The slope wasn't steep, and there was no massive debris field. But in 2021, a new study gave this theory a huge boost. A team of Swiss scientists proposed a rare slab avalanche. They modeled how the hikers had cut into the snow to set up their tent. Strong winds could have piled heavy snow on the slab just above them. Hours later, this could have triggered a delayed collapse. A small, dense slab of snow sliding onto the tent would explain the severe, crushing internal injuries without leaving a huge trail. This terrifying event in the dark would explain the panic and cutting the tent open because the entrance was blocked. In the chaos, they fled for their lives. The slab avalanche theory provides the most complete explanation. The sudden, terrifying collapse in the dark caused the panicked flight into the lethal cold. As for the bizarre details, the hikers found partially undressed were likely suffering from paradoxical undressing, a symptom of severe hypothermia where victims feel like they're burning up. The survivors also took clothes from those who died first, and the horrific facial injuries. The grim explanation is a combination of natural decomposition in the running water of the creek, where Lyudmila Dubinina was found, and scavenging by small animals. Science can explain the physics, but it can't capture the human horror of those final hours. What do you think truly happened on that frozen slope in 1959?